Without further ado, please welcome the cast and executive producers who are joining us. Please welcome first to the stage Anthony Starr, who plays the mysterious son, Garrett Hawthorne. Also, Megan Ketch, who plays everyone's favorite sister and ray of sunshine, Tessa Ross. Please welcome Justin Chatwin, who plays the troubled brother we all want to root for, Cam Hawthorne. Please welcome Gabriel Bateman, who plays the extremely strange and scary son of Cam, Jack Hawthorne. And of course, executive producer Corinne Brinkerhoff. All right, guys, welcome to Comic-Con. Any of you guys been here before? Is this your first Comic-Con?
I've been here about 3 times, I think.
3 times for what?
This is my first time, and I'm so excited. Hey, everybody.
All right.
My first time, too.
I think this is my 3rd time. They didn't bring me here for Dragon Ball Z, though.
Gabriel?
This is my first time, yeah.
First time?
Yeah, first time.
First time. Give it up for the cast and executive producer. All right, my first question is for Corinne. When you first started the show, when you wrote it, did you know who the killer was at the end of the season already? Or after you started seeing how everyone interacted, you might have changed the killer?
It's a great question. I did know the broad strokes of it even when I pitched the show a year and a half ago. And then we spent the first month or so in the writer's room really crafting the ending so that we knew exactly where we were headed. So yeah, we knew before we shot a frame what the final answer was.
Okay.
So there are Easter eggs even in the first episode that will only make sense at the end.
All right, now, since Gabriel obviously can't be the killer, he's too young.
What? He could be the killer.
No, he's a kid.
Don't underestimate Jack.
You shouldn't assume things.
He might come after you.
Is that why you made his character so dynamic and strange? Because people would watch the show and said, these happened 14 years ago, there's no way he could be the killer.
Right, he's the only one. It's mathematically impossible, obviously, but he really served to illustrate one of our larger themes, is the idea of nature versus nurture, and are there psychopathic genes in this family? And he seems to be evidence that there probably are.
Okay. Now, Anthony, when we start the show, you're very intimidating. You're a scary presence.
Yeah.
And then as the show goes on, we start to see your softer side.
Turn into a buttercup.
Yes, you do. You are a buttercup,
A
absolutely.
little buttercup.
Normally, it starts with the nice and friendly character and then goes to the evil character. How'd you like starting out at the strange and
I like
intimidating?
it. I prefer playing intimidating people, as you call it. I'm a softie, really. I'm kind of a...
It's true.
It's totally true. So it's more interesting for me to do that. Although I don't know what it says about me that I seem to get cast a lot as people that are really screwed up. No, I mean I prefer it. So, but you watch.
He
Just
cries
watch
in
the
between
flower
takes.
unfold. What?
Watch
He
the
cries
flower
in between
blossom.
takes.
I cry at what?
In between takes.
I cry all the time. I cry at
He's a
everything.
deeply sensitive, vulnerable, brooding soul.
Exactly. Who kills people? Maybe.
Yeah. I was wondering why when I shook your hand, you just started crying for no reason. I was like, this is a very sensitive dude.
I was just thinking about cutting you up later. How beautiful it was going to be.
All right. Now, Megan, how much of Tessa is in you? How much do you see of yourself in Tessa?
Tessa is hopeful, and I think in 2016 it's a pretty radical thing to play a hopeful character. I think we all worry about being so cool that we forget to be warm, and for people that I no, and that's why I feel so at home at Comic-Con. I feel like I can be who I am, and Tessa, I hope, has that quality where she can disarm the members of her family and make them feel accepted for who and what they are, which is why she's kind of the priestess of the show. Everybody comes to her with their problems, and that's a role that I play in my life with my friends and family, too.
But on the show, you deal with a lot of drama because your husband's a cop. And you
Yeah,
have,
and a hot cop. Can
a
we
hot-
talk about it? Oh,
Yeah.
Elliot Knight, does it get any
Fans of
better?
Hot cops.
Yeah.
Hot cop fans, where are you?
You're at,
Woo!
Sounds like
there's
me.
a concentration of hot cop fans right there, and I love you all.
Everybody else loves ugly cops. See, that's everybody else in the room.
There's a lot of ugly cops on
fireman.
television.
So how do you like playing that on camera, balancing that relationship?
Oh, I like it very much. I feel like Tess is a really dynamic character, and that she is, at this point, straddling her loyalty to her family and her love of her husband, and also the information is dawning on her that maybe she doesn't have the whole truth. She's sort of the last one to the party, so to speak. I think because she was a child when the killings happened, there's a lot of repressed memory because no one has been candid with her or clear with her about their involvement. So,
Or maybe you want us to think that because
or
you're
maybe
SBK.
He's crafty.
She's a
I'm
killer,
a
baby killer.
cipher. Yeah, exactly.
Now, Justin, you play a very interesting character. Cam, he's strung out on drugs. He has a terrible wife or ex. How do you what's your mindset going on set like that? Because you play it so well and you crush it.
Well, I'm not a butterfly. I'm more like a moth with one wing and the other wing's burning. And I got a heroin needle in it going down really fast. And it was important for me to play him not as your typical William Burroughs sort of addict. It was really important for me just to kind of play him as a regular guy, and his kind of neuroses and everything that he's kind of running from kind of comes out in quirky ways. And Corinne did such a great job writing kind of this kind of dark humor that I think just rolls off really well with Cam.
I love Cam's wit in the show.
In the show.
Very, very witty.
Not
in
in
real
life, but in the
life.
show.
Oof.
Now, Gabriel, you do some weird things on the show.
That's true. Yeah.
I do. This kid does.
Yeah, he has some problems. You got some problems. Your character has some problems. On the show, have you ever shot a scene and you were like, ugh, that even freaks me out?
Yeah, actually, one of the first scenes in the pilot, I guess it's aired already. I cut off a cat's tail, and the cat was so sweet that I felt horrible. But I know that I didn't actually do it, but it's still.
Well, I'm glad you
It's
didn't
kinda
actually do it. That makes me feel
No cats were actually
that
harmed.
makes me feel a lot better. No, I mean you're so awesome in the show, man. It's
As a dog lover, I thought it was great.
Thank you, Anthony.
I thought you did a wonderful job. That's the best cat tail cutting I've ever seen.
Thank you. It was very enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
Good boy.
Now, in a second, you guys are going to get to ask all the questions you want, so start going up to the mic podiums if you want to ask a question to the cast. For you guys, have you started shooting the final episode yet, or have you already shot it?
We're right in the middle. We're on day 4, I think, today, or 3. So yeah, everyone finally has the answer. I was
We
kept it
know
close to
who
the
the
vest,
killer
but now
is.
they all know the true.
We did.
Oh, you all know who the
Yeah.
SBK is.
We have
So
it.
don't
Yeah.
pump them too hard
Okay.
for info
No.
because
Well, this is a message for the cast, and this is open. Did you know before you shot the final episode who the SBK killer was?
No, none of us knew.
No.
None of us knew. No, Corinne is actually, it takes a page from the Hawthorne book. She's very good at keeping secrets. So she didn't reveal any of the finale to us.
And how important was that to you to keep that so close chest?
it was really important to me because it's part of a layer of the show that sort of uneasiness and that growing paranoia, and I felt like if you know unequivocally that somebody is or isn't the killer, it would be very difficult to not subconsciously telegraph something just a little bit. And so I thought it actually added a little bit of to the fabric of it for even the actors to not know who to suspect or who to rule out. There were times where it was important for certain people to have certain pieces of information in order to make choices as actors, so that there were times that I did disclose some of it. But,
Okay. Now, this is for your character in the show. This is just for your character, obviously, in the show. Beside a silver bell, if you were the murderer and you could choose another item to leave besides the silver bell, what would you want to leave?
Crucifix.
Okay, and why?
Crucifix.
Why?
Definitely. I have no idea. It just popped into my head. I don't know. There's something about. I know I can't say that. Just a crucifix.
Okay, crucifix, all right.
Wow. Sour jelly beans. Sour jelly beans.
Now, why sour jelly beans?
They're my favorite.
They're your favorite?
Yeah.
Just
And I
sprinkled
would
around.
make the victim eat them so that they died with a puckered lip.
I like that. Now, I know Justin's real answer, but what are you going to say up here?
The silver G-string killer.
Nice. And when they catch you one day, you would be in them. If they ever caught you, you would be in the G-string as well?
All of his victims are wearing a silver G-string, and he puts it on them.
Oh, that's deep.
Silence.
Cue
Said
crickets.
Cue crickets. Just made it so uncomfortable.
All right, Gabriel.
What I do best.
Gloves.
Gloves.
The gloves that I used to kill them.
Okay, what?
Ooh.
Wow, okay.
Exacting.
What do you say?
I know, look at that.
Gloves.
And if you could redo it and leave something else, Corinne, what would-
Something else? I mean, I already got to do my weird MO calling card. Gosh, a cattail.
What's been your favorite scenes, and this is open to everybody, what's been your favorite scene to shoot so far in the series?
My favorite was me and Gabe started the show off. We were first up on the first day, him and I, and there wasn't many lines. And any scene with not much dialogue is really good for me because I'm not very smart, so I don't like learning lines. But we got to stand there and say not very much to each other. I think it's the one that was in the trailer that just happened.
Yeah.
When you said you're weird, and I went, no, all right, that's cool.
That was the first scene we ever shot.
Yeah.
That was the first scene we shot.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really cool because he is weird.
Yeah.
He's a strange little man, and it was really fun.
I remember calling Corinne and leaving her a voicemail the day after we shot this knockdown, drag-out fight between Tessa and Brady, or hashtag Bressa. And I just, woo! Yes! And I was just so proud to be an actor that day, partly because the writing was so excellent, partly because Elliot Knight is such a gifted and generous actor, and partly because the crew was concentrating so carefully and they elevated our work. Like the whole machinery of production. At some point, I hope you all get to visit a working set. It's one of the most thrilling places to be because it takes a whole village to make the show. Everybody has to be excellent at what they do. So the collaboration, which is my favorite part of this work, was at its highest level. I felt like I was in an Arthur Miller play. We were fighting for our marriage and telling each other the truth. And I called Corinne ecstatic and said, "Oh my God, I have the greatest job in the world." It's cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. Justin?
There was an episode that aired last night. I didn't get a chance to see it, but it was so much fun. It was a hallucination episode where Cam goes into a withdrawal. And I snorted so much Splenda on the day. And completely, it was really fun. And they give us so much leeway within this beautiful dialogue to kind of experiment with behavior. And so for me, it was kind of fun seeing how far I could go with that behavior. But really, I mean, this is honestly like one of the funnest, easiest going casts that we have. And we have a blast up in Toronto.
Sweet. Gabriel?
It was one of the first scenes I shot with Justin. It's where I'm showing him my drawings. And I really liked that one because it kind of established the relationship between Jack and Cam, and it showed how they get along and how they work together.
Yeah.
All right, but your character, Jack, who's his favorite, mom or dad? Say it right now.
It probably changes through the season, but I'd have to go with his mom.
Okay. Wow, I didn't expect to see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming at all.
Go to your room.
Let me ask you this, and then we're going to turn it over to the floor. Last question before we turn it over to the floor. When you found out the SBK killer, was it who you thought it was going into the show?
I've had so many theories. I've called the producers in a panic, apologizing, just pre-apologizing for the fact that I may have killed someone on the show. I've so internalized this character that I carry around guilt. But no, who it ended up being, I did suspect by episode, I don't know, 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel very chuffed that I was right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never could have imagined it was Phyllis and Caramel. She's the woman who cat lost his tail. I'm always the last to figure these things out, so somebody actually had to hold the script up to me and show me who it was, and it's really good. It's a really great 13-part murder mystery, and it's good. It's a great payoff at the end, and me as a reader, I was voraciously going through all the episodes because it's really good.
It's super satisfying, you guys.
Okay. Gabriel?
For a second, during the beginning of the series, I suspected almost every single character, including Phyllis. But I was genuinely shocked by the end to find out who it was.
Okay.
You guys are probably going to be too.
All right. Anthony?
Or me?
Yeah, you.
I had no idea the whole way through. I got to be honest. I thought it was, like you said, I thought it was everyone at some different stage, but I was wrong. But it's a pretty comfortable suit for me to wear, so I had no idea.
All right. Well, let's turn it over to the floor. We got any questions on the floor? There you are. Say your name and where you're from, and then ask your question, please. Oh, wait. Let's turn on your mic over there.
Okay.
Far away.
All right. Hi. Wow, that's loud. I'm Samantha. I'm from Los Angeles, and I have a question for Anthony. By the way, I loved you on Banshee. And I was just wondering how much you liked playing these characters who always have really mysterious backgrounds. You never really know, like, what their motives are.
I love it. I love it. It's so much. I don't know if it's because I don't know what I'm doing or just if there's something wrong with me, but it's much more fun to play people that are screwed up. To me, I'm not really interested in being the good guy. Well, I don't know, maybe because I'm so nice in real life. Let's say that. Should we say that? But no, I have a ball. Like I've been very fortunate. The last show that I was on was fantastic, and great people like you followed it and became fans. And then I came onto this show, and Corinne's amazing. The cast's amazing. So it's been really, it's been a great ride. I've had a really good past 5 years. So it's been great.
My name's Noelle, and I'm from Vegas.
Woo! Hey,
Hello. My question is, if you could play any other character in the show, which one would you play?
Oh, good question.
Caramel the cat.
Damn it. That's my answer.
Gosh, I mean, Virginia Madsen is such a phenomenal, can we just say, yeah, she's just as good as they get, but I think to get to play someone like Madeline, the sort of duplicitous Lady Macbeth of it all, would be so much fun for me, because I tend to play the friendly characters. So I would love to take a turn in a role like Madeline.
I would play Tessa because she is the best looking character and has the purest heart.
I'd probably play Garrett, Anthony's character, just because I've never really played any character similar to him. So, yeah.
Well, Garrett, did you say? Me?
What?
Did you say me?
No, Garrett.
Yeah,
Not-
me. Garrett.
Not Anthony, Garrett.
No. Good answer.
That's a great question. Thanks, Noelle.
I'll ask a question to the cast while we get some people up here. What has been the toughest thing for you shooting this? I would imagine Justin is being in that mindset of a druggie, but for all of you, what is the toughest thing?
Craft service. Can never decide what to eat.
Oh, first world problems. We started filming the series in Toronto in mid-February, and the series starts in the middle of the summer, so we were wearing, sundress. I was wearing sundresses, so was Justin, in minus 30-degree weather. And I've just never been so cold in my life. That would be one of the professional hazards.
And
of
now
this job.
it's winter time on the
Yeah.
show.
So we're
And we're filming in the summer. So we're wearing parkas in the summertime.
yeah. I just did an episode in a cashmere turtleneck, and it's like 90 degrees there. So
Yeah, in one of the scenes, like you were talking about, it was supposed to be like spring, halfway through spring, and you could see our breath, and we were all wearing like short sleeve shirts and shorts and sandals, and it was like negative 30 degrees.
In all seriousness, though, it's such a complex story that the one thing I would say, too, that's challenging about network television is that it moves really, really fast. And I would love to have more time to rehearse and play and pull on all the strings and complicate my performance as much as I could, you know.
There's also a fine line between drama and comedy that we have to walk with this show. So I think we've had wonderful directors, and Corinne's been so involved, and so walking that line between finding the dark humor in it has been a challenge too.
Okay, we got a question. If they could turn the light on back there. I think we got a... Yeah, there he is.
What's up?
Hi, my name's Anthony. I'm from Texas.
What an awesome name.
Thank you. My question is for Justin. What's it like going from Dragon Ball and then
my God.
to Shameless, which I loved you on? Like, I wish they'd bring you back. And then to this.
Well, I never, how do I phrase this? I never thought I made it as an actor until I received a death threat from Dragon Ball. And that's when I really knew I had made it in Hollywood. Shameless, I had so much fun playing that character. And you know, I've been blessed because those are three such different roles, and I've been fortunate. You know, for me, I want to be able to play as many different characters as I can, and I learn about myself on every one. I mean, that Jimmy Steve was such a diehard romantic con man, and in this I play a father. I mean, it's such a different character playing a father for the first time, and I got such a great kid playing my son, and playing someone that's really battling addiction has been really educating for me too.
Awesome. Thank you. Feel free to jump on up if you want to ask a question to the cast. Corinne, I have a question for you. I know you didn't change the killer at the end of the season, but how much changed during the season in storylines and plots? Was there anything that changed while you were shooting? Like a different character went a little different way after you saw the acting?
While we were shooting? Well, I mean, what we found ultimately is that we always knew who the killer was, but the twists and turns to get there evolved over the course of the season because you always find story moves left. So what you thought was going to be the end of the episode actually needs to be the end of the teaser in your 4-act short, and so you've got to create more plot. Which what's nice about that is you end up adding layers that you maybe didn't anticipate in the original conception, but with an incredible ensemble like this, that's only a good thing. So to get to continue to layer in new stuff and new stories, new characters. I will say, I think that Linda Cutter, who works with Brady as a detective on the SBK case, was not necessarily going to be a massive presence through the whole season, but Dee Dee was so incredible, Deirdre Lovejoy, that we just couldn't get enough of her. So you find those, you make those discoveries, and then you just write to it.
Okay, and now, did you guys get a chance to hang out after you shot? Did y'all have group dinners, karaoke? Because I know a lot of casts do that kind of stuff.
Totally. We've had many cast dinners. Justin and I both have dogs, and there's this awesome park in the middle of Toronto, right near where we live. So we meet up, we take the dogs for walks there, and they hang out and play with each other. My dog Vincent is obsessed with his dog Boo.
Yeah.
What kind of dogs?
I have a dachshund miniature pinscher.
And mine looks like if a hyena mated with a shepherd.
I'd say that. I think everyone in the cast has a dog except for Anthony and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me and Anthony did interpretive dance on the weekends
Yeah.
in tights.
In silver G-strings. Boom.
Boom. We have another question. Say your name, where you're from, and ask your question, please.
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I'm from San Diego. My question is for Gabriel, and it's how does it feel? There's a weird echo. How does it feel getting cast in a network TV show at such a young age?
Your age.
I feel really, really lucky to be doing something, with this amazing cast and crew. And at this young age, I'm so blessed to be doing this right now.
All right, guys, give it up for American Gothic, the cast and crew. Thank you so much.